Leonidas here. I hope you're doing well. And I just wanted to share a video about my lighter tactical range rig. I also have a heavier rig that I wear occasionally, but I just want to go over this one. And before I dive into this, I just want to mention that the way I run my gear and the things the way I set things up are usually subject to change because I like to try new concepts and gear, and sometimes I may buy, sell, or trade gear at some points, but I do find things that I like and I keep those and I run those, but occasionally, like I said, I do like to try new things. This is actually one of those. I haven't used this one for a really long time. I think it's been a few months here. I've been kind of working on it, on and off, changing things, tweaking things, adding and removing, and it's been a lot of fun. So I just want to share it. So what I'm wearing right here, the basis of it all is a MAV. It's a modular assault vest by Tactical Tailor. And it is similar to like a Rhodesian style rig, meaning it's pretty much just like a mid-level chest rig, only on my front. As you can see, it had just the harness straps. They're highly adjustable. It just has Molly and PALS webbing across the front area, about 3 deep. It's an OD green color, so I love my OD green. It works with a lot of my other gear pretty well. I run a lot of tan gear too. Whatever works. And I really like this rig setup so far. It's really comfortable, and the way I run it and I wear it is mid-level, pretty much right below my pecs, and that keeps it off your waistline. If you run it too low, you can kind of run into issues when you're wearing a sidearm on your hip. So you don't want your rig to be getting in the way of your handgun, your sidearm, and you also don't want it too high to constrict movement of your arms at that point. So, but you can wear your rig any way you like. This is just the way I wear mine for comfort. It doesn't have armor plates in it, so I'm not really concerned about covering any vitals at this point. That's also something I need to mention. My heavier rig, I actually do have some steel, some plates on that, and that is something you do want to think about, is keeping your vitals covered. But anyway, so that is the basis of the rig. The Tactical Tailor, love their gear, real high quality, high caliber. And starting over here on my right, I have a Blackwater gear. This is an IFAK or an EMT pouch, and so I keep basically my first aid and my trauma kit in here. I even have an Israeli bandage. And then next up in here, this Blackwater grenade pouch that I'm putting in here. I guess I'll go ahead and take one of them out. These gloves here, Camelback heat gear. Really love these gloves. They're tactical military style gloves. Very comfortable. I may do a separate review of them at some point, but that's another thing I highly recommend on a rig. Besides having a medical kit, that's actually probably, besides keeping ammunition, it's very important to have that medical kit on your rig. And in fact, if you don't have one, you're doing a lot of shooting and going out, I think you're making a mistake not having something. And also, you need to know what's in there. So I make most of my kits at that point, but I very highly recommend that. So yeah, and then I also recommend the gloves, protecting your hands against whatever, abrasions and things like that, to keep you functioning in the field. And then next up is the Hardcore Hardware LFK. Really nice rig knife. Digging this. I did a review on it. Love this. It's a really good sort of stash away knife. It's real small and real fast. You can get it out real quick. No issues with that, like I said. But the big thing is the weight, being able to stash it in there, and it's a very sharp knife. Next up is my rifle magazine carrier. This is a SWAT magazine pouch. I never really heard of this company or gear before, but really like these pouches. Seem really high quality, high caliber. They're attached really well. You can adjust the flaps up and down. You can remove them. I've had people mention before, like why would you ever keep your magazines covered up? And I do, because it keeps dust and mud out. But you can also either remove these or tuck them away to have your magazines more ready. But yes, it is true. These are going to get in your way if you're trying to do faster reloads. So that's something you want to think about. But also, like I said, yeah, if you're running and other things like that, it's going to keep them in place. You're not going to lose your ammunition. That's very important. And then these the SWAT pouches here, they're in the Cryptek Mandrake camouflage. Love this camouflage. Really dig it. It blends in really well with the OD green and the tan. And I have in here each, I have two, it's a double stack on each side, so I have 4 AR-15 magazines in here. I also can put a single SKS duckbill magazine, 1 in each, so I can't really stuff a whole lot of those in there. But that's the amount of ammo I feel that's necessary on a lighter rig, but to each their own. Everyone's rig is subject to their own demands, and that's just what I feel works for me. On my heavier rig, I carry more ammunition, more rifle magazines. So yeah, definitely digging these pouches. Next up is the Aircraft Mechanics key ring. It's a really nice little key ring. You can just sort of break it down, but I'll show you what's on it. So the first thing I've got is the Gerber Tactical Dime, if I can break that down. And it's just a multi-tool multiplier on there. So to work with any changes or anything I need to do on my weapons, adjustments, this is a necessity. Extra big lighter, you never know when you're going to need one, because this could have to turn into a survival rig. You never know. And then I have earplugs. This is a military earplug case holder, so that's a necessity there, keeping your hearing up to spec. And then I have a Black Hawk. This is a double mag carrier. I keep Glock magazines in here for my Glock 2145, so it holds those double stacks really well, nice and tight. It's in a multi-cam camouflage. Love Black Hawk gear. And then next up, over here on my left side, is a really awesome, it is a 511, it's a battery case, and man, that is neat. And it's a waterproof, and I'm going to say it's crush proof, but I don't know, the poundage or how much it can take, but man, you can get that open in a hurry. Definitely. And man, you can keep 4 CR-123As in there, or 4 AA's, and you can keep your tack lights running. And to me, that is a necessity, because I don't have a million batteries, and I can't change my lights out, periodically. I have to change them out when they're about dead. So having the batteries on hand when you're out to me is paramount. And then lastly, you got to have Tomahawk on the rig. This is the GG&G Battlehawk Tomahawk. I've done several videos about this bad boy. Not in production anymore, as probably obsolete at this point, but I still dig it. It's an excellent breaching tool. It is a little heavier. Like I said, this is a light rig, but this is a little heavier. It's just something I chose to do because I think it just looks, pure awesome, tactical awesome. But other than the weight, I mean, it's a mean tomahawk. So it's shorter, but it's very aggressive, and I dig it. But not in production anymore. So a lot of people say it is more of just a display piece or something. But I've had a lot of fun with it. But you never know. Might come a day when I really need it. But so that is my light tactical rig. Everything is riding on and everything on here. So like I said, the concepts about it, it's lighter, and it is filled up, but it's very comfortable. Everything's really tight. Even the key ring doesn't get in my way. It's pretty much low drag, and I like it. I like how it's set up. It doesn't really constrict my movements and whatnot. And that's just the things you need to consider. It's nice and tight to my body. And but that's pretty much all I got on this rig. So thank you so much for checking this out, and I hope you enjoyed. It's Mr. Lee 9 signing out. Have a good one.